For you, Matt, key matchups, is there any one or two that stand out? Anything that Limerick definitely need to get right, or anything Cork need to get right in terms of players?
Well, an important matchup, I think, and Damien touched on it there, will be who will be picking up Seamus Flanagan, who seems to revel in playing against Cork now. I know Damien Cahalane has had some very good performances this year, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes against Seamus Flanagan. They'll also, of course, will be who will pick up Aaron Gillane. Will it be a direct Sean O'Donoghue, the team captain? I think it will be very, very important, and again, Dermot touched on it. He's a player that I have absolutely the utmost respect for, and I think he's going to be an absolutely fantastic player, is that Kieran Joyce is not allowed to impose himself on the game, which he can do. And despite what Dermot says, he did so for quite a while on Sunday, but maybe didn't do so for the 70 minutes. The battle at midfield is going to be very, very interesting. Dara Fitzgibbon did not have the same level of performance the last day as he had against Waterford and Tipperary when he was outstanding. It'll be very, very interesting if he comes up against Willem O'Donoghue. Look, if you look at the cast on both sides, Jack, and see the potential matchups, there's going to be a myriad of them around the place.
Oh yeah, it's very exciting to see how the teams match up. I suppose Matt spoke there about two Limerick forwards in particular. For you, Dermot, the Cork forwards, obviously Patrick Horgan has been reinstated, but who do you see as, I suppose, the match winners and the ones that Limerick do really need to keep close tabs on?
Yeah, I suppose I go back to what Matt said. We talk about the forwards, but I think Dara Fitzgibbon's contribution or potential contribution to this game will be massive. I think Fitzgibbon with the ball in his hand running is pretty much an unstoppable force. He doesn't do it all the time. Obviously, the better teams will focus on him, but he can rack up 3, 4, 5 points very quickly from midfield. He can get a goal for you. I think up front, Horgan is obviously massive for Cork. I think, and I will say that I would have been happy enough with the decision not to play him from the start every time last year. I thought that he was, I genuinely thought like some people thought, he might be coming to the twilight of his career, but the man has just flown out of the traps again this year. Great goal last weekend after a poor penalty. I think he's obviously going to knock over pretty much every free he's offered, and I think he might be offered quite a few frees up there. I think for me, Seamus Harnedy and Declan Dalton are the two players that can win this for Cork. I think Dalton has really come into his own in the last 12 months, 18 months, from a player that was a bit part player to now, one of the starters, one of the first on the team sheet. I think Dalton is he gives you everything. He's physical. He can knock frees over from his own half. He can from play. He can score from anywhere. And he's, as we saw the weekend, but we've seen numerous times, he's good to get a goal. I think Harnedy has been outstanding this year. Another player that I thought was coming to the twilight of his career, I suppose. Age-wise, he is, but again, just his ability to just inspire the team. If Harnedy knocks over a point in the first minute, the fist goes up. If he knocks over a point in the 70th minute, it's the same thing. He's on it from the start. Look, these players are going to be targeted, are going to be man-marked out by Limerick, as one would expect, right? For me, Cork's strength is in the spine, straight up the middle. I think from Cahalane needs to play well. Patrick Collins in goal needs to find his man. Cahalane needs to play well. I think Joyce, this is going to be the biggest test Joyce has faced so far. and I think he needs to. I think he'll stand up. I think he learnt from last weekend. There was a few mistakes, but you know what? He's only a young fella, and he's playing at a seriously high level now. I think Fitzgibbon through the middle. I think Harnedy at centre forward and Horgan at full forward. That's a pretty impressive spine to any team. They just need to work it. They just need to work it through. If we've a solid look, go back to 2018, 2021, 2020, any year you want to pick, Cork struggles started with their backline, right? And I think while all woes haven't been put to the side, they have a much better backline and a much more solid set seven from midfield back than they've had for many a year. And I think, so it's focus now. We'll start turning on the forwards to see what they can do. Again, I think Horgan, Conor Lehane can be in and out, to be fair. Luke Meade, again, are we going to see Kingston start, Barrett start? I don't. I think that they won't. I think as I said earlier on, I think we'll go with the same 15 or very close to the same 15. And I think that's kind of where it comes down to. Conor Cahalane is another young fella with great potential, but we need to start seeing more than potential now at this stage.